What's up? It's your girl JD Inside.
JD Inside.
Inside Real Talk with JD. Go ahead and sing it.
Inside Real Talk with JD.
Okay, y'all. So this is where we get deep and personal with some celebrities, and we have a real celebrity with us right now. He goes by the name of Wyclef Jean. He's singing my song too. I love that. Wyclef.
What's up? Well, my name is Wyclef Jean, and if anyone's listening from that's in Texas, it's Wyclef Jean.
Okay, thank you for the pronunciation.
I'm just telling you what they be doing. They be messing up my name. I told y'all Wyclef Jean.
They don't say Jean. They say Jean.
Yeah, and then they gotta get away. I let them get away. I'm in America. I'm the American dream. I'm the story. They look at me. They see Jean. I mean. E-A-N, you know, that's Jean.
That is Jean. That's my nickname, because my real name is Janine.
See? Yeah.
And so I go by I go by JD. Don't call me Jean, though.
JD in the house.
That's right. So anyway, you're going to be performing tonight in NODA. It's what we call a neighborhood theater.
Yeah.
And you're, of course, talking about your new album, which you have not had a new album in, what, 8 years? 6 years?
Yes, a full-length album, yeah.
And so what in the world are you doing? What took you so long?
I mean, I done try to become president of Haiti.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I took time off. See, the name Wyclef Jean is actually more famous than the person, right? So people that are listening to this, so I'll take them back. We're like, this is Wyclef that did the Fugees one time, and that's the same Wyclef that remixed Destiny Child. No, 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 and gave Beyonce and them their first hit. Now, hold on. And that's the same Wyclef that wrote My Love Is Your Love for Whitney Houston. Now, hold on. That's the same Wyclef that boom, 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 boom. Hold on, is that DJ Khaled? No, they sample Uncle Wyclef. So now people are like, oh, that's that Wyclef. So for me, it's like when you do music that's timeless, I don't really believe like music has a time or a space. So 8 years I took off because after all that work, I felt like it's important to find your purpose. Because I'm from like the era, and I've watched my peers destroy themselves, a lot of them. I'm talking about suicide, shoot themselves in the head, all kind. Because when you at the top, what does that mean? People be like, yo, at the top it's a lonely place. My daddy was a minister, and he was like, he kicked me out the church because he was like, yo, man, I'm going to tell you like this.
Your daddy kicked you out the church?
Of course. You know why? Because, and I went through the same thing like Otis Redding and all of them went through. It's called circular music, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they be like, yo, you can't serve two masters. It's either you're going to serve the devil or God, right? So, and then I really didn't understand what he meant by that because I was like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm doing, the talent comes from the universe.
That's right.
But one time when I was in California and I was in a room and it was a lot of cocaine in the room, you know, and there was a lot of lines and a lot of sniffing going on. And I didn't do no lines. And it's sort of like I just heard my daddy's voice. So then I understood the metaphor. Maybe the devil is the metaphor for something else. And it just made me understand. So for me, watching my peers and all of that, the music industry, it's a dangerous place. You have to find your sense of purpose. There is something bigger. It's dangerous, right? Could you imagine? I'm barely 24, and I already have like $25 million. At 24,
yeah.
And then you're like, I need a butler. I need a milk. So it's like, who's balancing you out?
That's right.
So what I did was just find my sense of purpose. I went back to my village in Haiti. I was able to help folks. I was able, you know, they threw rocks at me. There was crazy rumors. No, I'm saying the media, they throw a rock at you because they don't want you to be uplifting your folks.
Yeah.
I learned like people want you to stay in a certain lane.
That's
like,
right.
You play basketball, you just keep playing ball. And I don't believe like that. I believe like, you know, we as gods and goddesses of the universe, our jobs is to always help move the world forward. So every time I come back, it's not like I really left, right? It's like you leave certain space, right? So my daughter's 12 years old. She was just at camp. We sent her in camp in Atlanta, right? And I sent her to the YMCA. her mama was like, "You going to the Y this year?" She got a tough mama, and because the year before they sent her to Ramapo, you know, all fancy, and they was like, "Oh, you know what? We sending her down the line," and then so she's down there, and she FaceTimes me. She's 12, and then her friend is 13, and her friend is like, "Oh my God, Mr. Wyclef Jean, if I was president," and the kids are going crazy, and it's like, I said, you see, at the end of the day, did that song hit the radio? Was it in a commercial space? No, but a kid that's 13 years old at the YMCA knows that, and I just think that, to me, is like the most important thing, is when you know your purpose and your reach, you know?
Right, and I feel like you know it now, especially through your music.
Definitely.
So you came to the States when you were 9 years old?
Yeah, I came out, I was like barely 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, I spoke no English.
No English at all?
Nothing.
So what did you do? Like, your mom's whole goal was what? And what was your thought process during that time?
Well, I came from Marlboro Projects. So the first part of it was I was in a village, and I used to take a donkey to school in Haiti. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I thought like a real donkey.
Yeah. So my reality is different, right? I was not born in the States. I was born in a dirt village. I used to eat dirt from the floor, red dirt. Yeah, real talk. So me and my little brother, who's a lawyer today, and he's a little more sophisticated than me, very nerdy, and we both was in the same village. So if he was here right now, and you know, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I was like, yo, we ate red dirt. He'd be like, yes, but the dirt had minerals in it. But he justified the means. So by the time we got to the projects, we felt like we was in the suburbs. You know what I mean? So we was out there, we was in Marlboro Projects in Coney Island, and I remember being in the project roof. This project was so gangster in Coney Island. Every month, you know, there'd be a body in the elevator or something. I remember being in the roof, and me and my brother, I looked at my brother, man, he was like, yo, what you gonna be, man? I said, a gangster. Because I can't see my mama living like that. He said, what you gonna be? He said, well, you gonna be a gangster, then I'm gonna be a lawyer. And he's a lawyer today. Thank God I'm a musician. But I don't need to say that to, my mama had one dream, to bring us to America. So whatever she went through, like, we can find our way and be successful in life, you know?
Yeah, and I'm sure she's proud now, right?
Yes, my mama proud.
And she helped cultivate your musical gift. She gave you a guitar. That was like one of the first things you got when you came.
Yeah, my mom gave me a guitar. And I'm never ashamed to say, like, you know, like, I know about the gun culture before I knew about the guitar, you understand? And, you know, so when people be like, yo, but the Fugees were not gangsters. I said, nah, we wasn't gangsters. I said, but I knew gangsters, you know? And then what that mean? I said, I was bigger than the gangster. I said, the gangster had to respect me, because at the end of the day, he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. Yo, little homie, you can't be in that corner, man. You got too much talent, man. You got to go do something with yourself. So I remember my mom giving me a guitar, and that guitar really just changed things. So it helped me not to be in the corner. It helped me to be inside of the house. It helped me to start figuring out different instruments. And then being that my daddy was a minister, you know what I mean? We was raised in the church, which was good.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your political future. Now, you said you ran for president, of course we all know, in Haiti.
Yes.
Unsuccessfully. But would you do something like that again?
Well, the thing is, when you go back to Haiti, it wasn't unsuccessfully for a few reasons, right? One is we're living in these United States of America, right? So if I was to cross-examine anyone and say, what's the Haitian Constitution say about running in Haiti, it would be hard for anyone to tell me that unless they study French politics, which because Haiti was controlled by France, and would understand how the parliament functioned. So I basically was bamboozled out of a race because they said you had to be in a country for 5 years. And they fed that to the media, right? And then, but no one said, well, what does the Haitian Constitution say if Wyclef had a diplomatic passport already? Why didn't I contest? I could have put millions of kids in the street. We could have had a lot of bloodshed. I got on the radio, I said, he who fights and walk away, live to fight another day, because I ran for the urgency of saying, if we're gonna move forward in the next 30 years, we need we need a younger government. So when they took me out the race, I backed a young government and made them become president of Haiti. So they won. But my goal, I didn't feel like, yo, if I wasn't trying to, like I was saying, I wouldn't do anything not to run. But when I sat with Harry Belafonte, you know, and so it wasn't like I got up and said, yo, I'm going to run for, I'm a heavy dude, I'm deep, I just look simple. So I got to go talk to the mentors. So when I sat with Harry Belafonte, I was like, this guy, he going to tell me the real, and he's in. But I just saw if there was really nobody to do it, because if I saw it, so I would never run to become president of anything.
Yeah.
I did it for the urgency, the history, and I felt like we broke the cycle. So I'm happy about that.
Okay, so you were successful in your own right.
Well, the people were successful.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about our nation's president and his whole philosophy on immigrants coming into our country?
Well, I mean, I feel that, well, I always tell people, man, I played for Donald Trump. He probably watching this. He paid me. I got my check. He paid on time. I also did The Apprentice.
Yeah.
And he rocked out. Being president is different, though. It's like putting on a ring and you turn into like Lords of the Ring.
Yeah.
You completely change. Everything just become different. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of superpower. So for me, I just feel that as an immigrant background, right? As someone who understands, I'm an American dream, right? So, like, oh, you could come here. This is the whole idea. Like, if people like us don't come here, it'd be like one style of rice. You know what I mean? It'd be like, you know, it'd be like one style of chicken. It'd be one style of music. Like, Jesus. Like, we want country music. We want Bollywood music. We want Afrobeat. We want variety. So, and that variety do not work with just the music. It works with the policies. And what we mean by that is, at the end of the day, we have to make sure that through legislation and through policy, that we make sure that the people that's going to the Congress is representing the people. So I always tell people, it's bigger than the president. I really think y'all giving the president too much credit at times. Because look, y'all gonna have another election coming up. There's gonna be another president. So versus us thinking and being distracted about what's going on, we need to be thinking about, there's an election coming up in a couple of years. Is the party that you're representing, are they ready now to basically move ahead, change legislation, change policy? So, I gotta be honest with you, because we had a situation where everything is like, you don't know where we going, because both parties at the end of the day is in a situation. And more so, the Democratic Party is hurting right now, right? So at the end of the day, I think that we as a people, if you're listening, it's like a lot of people that's listening is probably, I'm not Republican or Democrat, Cliff, I'm independent. And then a lot of people sit back, but at the end of the day, we all are in America. And within America, we have to work. We need health care. We gotta make sure that our kids are taken care of. We're gonna send you're gonna send people to the military, right? And then these people are gonna be accounted for. So every time you do that, that's a reality. So I just think that we need some soul healing, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. So do you like Donald Trump or not?
I'm the perfect person to ask this question because I'm so politically savvy.
Yes, please answer it.
Do I like Donald Trump? I don't know him to like him. Do I like his policies?
Do you like his policies?
No, I don't like the refugee ban policies. Okay. No. I don't like the health care. No. So I can't speak to the person as a person because I don't know who he is. But as far as that legislation and that pen, certain things that he's doing, like we say 99% of them.
You don't like?
No, I don't like and I don't agree with it.
Okay.
Zine.
Very well politically said.
Yeah, because I ain't want, because I could have got caught out there. You know, you have a soundbite on Fox.
Oh,
Hannity probably waiting for me to say something.
And they ready
stupid,
too. They primed.
Wow.
Back in the late 80s, the Fugees were formed. So do you still stay in contact with, like, the Fugees were formed? You still stay in contact with Lauryn Hill? She was here not too long ago, too.
Yes,
Phenomenal.
I heard she was here.
Well,
no, I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't hear.
Okay.
Man, I love the Fugees. First time I met Lauren, but 14, 15 years old. So what happens is every 10 years we go through different cycles of life.
That's right.
When I met Lauren, she just reminded me of Nina Simone. And till today, she reminds me of Nina. I think Lauren, Beyonce, Alicia, you have these, Mary J, there's these raw talent that just can't be duplicated. Last time I was on stage with Lauren, we was on the same bill as Miami a few months ago. So everybody's like, y'all, I already know they're gonna do, it's gonna be a sneak Fuji reunion. That didn't happen. But the show was great, right? It just shows, right? At the end of the day, growth is very important.
It is.
And fans don't like the artists that actually grow. Fans like what they like. So it's like if a fan like the score, they're like, yo, man, when's going to be the score part 2?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
When's going to be the score part 3? And I guarantee you, like 99% of the people that are listening to you right now that are waiting for the score, if you told them in 2017 right now that Wyclef have a song that's streaming over 30 million or 40 million on a platform, the ones that they be like, I don't know what song that is, right? But you ask my daughter, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
So for me, growth is very important, but at the same time, to respect the tradition. Like the other day, somebody put out a Fuji leak, right? And people was excited. It was like, oh, new Fuji record. And I went on Twitter, I was like, I don't endorse it. Lauren went on and did the same thing, right? Now, we haven't talked in a minute, right? But at the same time, we both know how important that legacy of the Fujis is. So that's, to me, is hope that maybe one day something will happen, right?
Maybe so, right.
Say what? Say what? Anything can happen.
That's right. I want to stay true to that. I believe it.
Yes.
So let's talk about your personal life. You're married, right?
Yes.
How long you been married?
I've been married since I've been 19.
Really?
Nah, 24.
But still, how old are you now?
I'm 46.
You're good and grown now. So that's been about 20 years?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
stability is key. Stability is key, right? Now, this is the beautiful thing about Wyclef, right? Like, I'm an open book. All you gotta do is Google online. Like, has Wyclef ever cheated? Like, just press the button, right? I'm a man.
That's right.
Right? But this is why dudes really like me. Because I never play holier than thou, right? If you watch the Unsung episode, right? The trick is you can't, the worst thing you want to do is point an eye or a finger at different people, right? Because the fact that I'm human, and this is what made it last so long, right? Is because I just chose someone that's my best friend.
Absolutely.
I didn't really chose that. I was in the friend zone for a minute. You feel me? So when you in the friend, anyone that's trying to get into a relationship, let me tell you something.
Please.
Friend zone is good. Because what happened is, now when you in the friend zone for a couple of years, this is much better. Like, okay, my brothers ain't gonna like this. I hope they're not listening. But they're not with their wives no more. Now, because the friend zone is important. Like, when you have a wifey that's in the friend zone, that basically means that y'all build a human relationship that's not based on hype, right?
Yep.
And mistakes are gonna happen. Y'all gonna work through it, and y'all gonna get stronger. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, like, any dude that you hear that, you know how many guys I know that be like, oh, I ain't never do nothing to my wife. You know, like, don't let me get a private investigator. We'll catch you. Especially with all these apps. These women will catch you in 2.1 seconds. So at the end of the day, you better come clean, man.
Oh my gosh.
Go confess now, because while you still have a chance.
Do it now.
Because it's going down.
Oh my gosh. So you say your marriage has been successful because you all started out as friends, and there's rough times, and you just make a decision to stay together.
You gotta be friends.
Okay, I get
right?
it.
You gotta be friends, and you can't be boring.
Ooh.
Boring. Like, people be like, it's like you can't be boring. Like, boring is like, because what happens is.
What's boring?
You ever been to strip club?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not boring. You seen the booty pop? You seen booty pop?
Excuse me, I'm not going there.
I know, but I'm just saying, you've been to the strip club, booty pop.
I mean, yeah.
You're not, I'm just saying, like, just I ain't telling a dude. There's some dudes here like, baby, you hear what Wyclef is saying? Mm-hmm. We need to go to the strip club right now and see some booty. Now I'm just saying, like, find things that are exciting.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Tell me. I'll tell everybody.
Sometimes you might think it's more taboo or forbidden because you're doing something by yourself. It actually takes more courage when you tell the other partner what you're about to do. You'll open your mind to a whole nother form of thought, you know? Now, there's some women that are listening to this, like, you better not listen to what Wyclef's saying right now, baby.
Like, what you talking about?
You better call 911.
Exactly. Oh, my gosh. So that's good, though. That's good advice. We're going to leave it right there for you get in trouble, seriously.
Yeah. No, it's really, it's important, though, right? Mm-hmm. Humor is important.
Yeah, it is. You got to laugh.
Because think about it, though. At the end of the day, if we was to have a real conversation about it, right? Think about what I'm trying to explain to you, right? The laws of life are dictated by who? Now, I can talk about this because if I was to tell you who said, right? Because now let me talk to your listeners like the Renaissance man that I am, right?
Do it.
So if we go to Africa, I will bring you to tribes and where you will see kings with 5 or 6 wives. You go to Abu Dhabi where the sheiks live. Some are friends of mine, right? Culturally, they have like 5 or 6 wives. We live in America. We subject to say, look, I'm going to make that oath between me and you, right? Yeah. So the bottom line to it is if you can make that honest oath with someone, whatever that oath is, that's really the key to it. So it's not about the key of let me and you just be partners. If that's what you agree to, then you have to go with it.
Yeah.
What it is make sure that oath that y'all making, if y'all like, freak, we just going to be best friends and we're going to move forward and do what we do. The oath that I made was no matter what, we always going to be best friends. Because that will always take you back to that place. Because think about the lifespan of a human being and how long we really live. Like, nobody want to really live a stressful life. Everyone wants love. Everyone wants a family. Everyone wants to search for that. The only way you get to that is to be truthful. With self.
This is definitely another conversation. Because,
you feel me?
Yeah, I do. I understand your oath. Your oath seems like it's a little different.
I mean, I talk that talk, though, man. I was raised with those. I was raised with them OGs, you know. My uncle, he talked that smack talk.
And you do it so eloquently. All right, so what kind of relationship do you have with your daughter? You said she's 12 years old.
Angelina's 12.
Talk about relationships, boys.
Yeah. I mean, she's 12. She's incredible. She's the love of my life. She more speaks to her mom about relationships because she said when she told me that one time, I told her that I'm going to have a gun ready and shotgun dads, right? So it's almost like you got to be careful how you balance it out. I think she's incredible. She knows me. She understands me. I understand her. Her mama say I'm soft. She got me wrapped around her finger. And it's usually like that. But I would say she's very smart. She's inspirational. She's like the reason. She gives you another reason to live. So like if I live, I breathe, I want to do well. I want to look good. I want when I take off my shirt, I have like a 16-pack. I want to run around the block. I want to be able to keep up with her when she takes off. All of this is like incredible things. Sit down, share music, play fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't swim.
What?
She can.
Are you gonna learn to swim?
She started teaching me. I still ain't go to the deep part, but I'm saying I'm getting better. So I'm hoping before the summer is out, I can just go all the way to the deep part.
Yeah, go to the deep.
She gonna be so happy.
She will.
So I'm working on that, but you know I got that phobia thing because when I was younger I almost drowned. So
oh wow! But you live in Haiti, like near all the water, you just.
I know they be like,
Jump
yo,
off cliffs and stuff.
I know they be like, Caribbean people, y'all done live by the water.
It doesn't. I
but I'm telling you, so let that myth be broken. You see, it's not all people from the Caribbean.
I
that be
know,
swimming
right?
in
I'm
water.
stereotyping. All right, so let's talk about your new music, Carnival III.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. It's different. How?
Well, Carnival 3 is different because it's the kids that were listening to Wyclef when they were 12, right? So I was saying that early in the past interview, I was saying that I was listening to the radio and the song comes on and they're like, yo, music by Wyclef Jean. I was like, I ain't do this song. I said, no, it's Young Thug's song. And I said, but what's this swag? So yo, this producer called Super Mario. I see he sound like me. Well, Clef, obviously, he has the Carnival. He was listening to it when he was 12. The whole album is, and by the way, he's looking for you. So the whole album, what happens when you combine 1997 with 2017?
Wow.
So it's sort of like, I think Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, when they got together, the reason that it sounds so amazing until today we could listen to it, Quincy had a jazz background. He was coming with a whole nother thing, a more of an older, sophisticated form of thinking. Michael was more loose. He was more younger. He was coming with a whole nother thing. And I just think, whoa, when we really think about it, the best records we love, whether if it's the Jackson 5 singing ABC, the band that's still backing, like you can still feel that energy, that's what we're getting from the Carnival 3. So it's cross-generation between the Wyclefs that were 12 that are now producers, combined with the Wyclef of today. So what happens when you put a producer from 97 to 2017 together, right? Because I'm going to want to play the real bass line in the studio with an actual bass. I'm going to want to play a guitar. I might want a real drum kit. But what happens when the young blood's like, okay, but we're going to throw this trap snare against this live kit. And then with this kick, we're going to put an 808. No, hold up. I got an 808. Okay. You got an 808, but check this out. This from Fruity Loops. It can actually go lower than your 808. So this is so amazing. So at the end of the day, it was like, damn, how can we do something where the Score fans, the fans that love the Carnival, and then like my daughter who's starting to listen to Hendrix and different Wyclef new records, how can we do it so when Wyclef come out, he don't sound like, I don't rock, you know, I be doing thing, hey, nigga, right, yo, straight, hey, nigga, when we do it, nigga, what, yo, hey, nigga, why, Clizzy, back on the track, hey, nigga, what,
Oh my God. That's the variety, the spice of life, right? Mixing it all up together.
That's right. So you know, but you still got to get them at 2-line to stutter, but get away from it quick. You know what I mean? It's like dudes would be like, "Yo, Wyclef done lost his mind." So that's what's dope about the album. It's 1997 meets 2017. The first single is, you know, "What Happened to Love." You know, and I'm talking. I think the first verse is, I can't remember. I'm going blur, but the lyrics is basically you know, they don't want to love like this no more. They don't serenade like this no more. They don't want to get no ring no more. You know, it was like, so it's sort of like the OG talking to the young blood and saying, okay, if you're going to get her, you know, these are the things that you need to do. So it's like, it's jewels, but it's coming from both sides. And I think sonically, that's what's great. And then it's a whole new vocabulary. So my daughter has given me a list of words to learn.
Really?
Yes. So it's funny because at times this generation do not talk in sentence at all.
Oh no.
Everything sometimes is one word. And she's like, Dad, look, this one word could be a verb, adjective, adverb, depending on how you say it.
Like what? Example. Did she give you one?
Facts.
Facts? F-A-C-T-S?
I just answered you. You said, did she just give me one? And I said, facts. Facts meaning true.
Oh my God.
See what I'm saying?
Is that what it means?
Yeah. Yeah, everything lit.
Yeah, I heard that.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Already.
Yeah. Oh my, that's a different language.
Yeah.
You gotta know what it means though.
You know what? It reminds me of the Pootie Tang language.
Pootie Tang language.
Yeah. You ever seen that movie Pootie Tang?
I did. I don't remember.
Yeah. Pootie Tang, they got a lot of like jive talk in it.
Yes.
But you know what's funny? Jive talk always comes back in different forms.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying to you? It's like, you know, what's good, pimpin'?
Yep.
And it's like, you know what I mean? I remember like T.I. when he was talking to me, what's up, pimpin'? And it's sort of like, now that you dig, all of that stuff is back.
It is.
Right?
Came full circle.
So she has taught me like that, you know, sometimes in interviews, you don't have to say the whole word. So, but I'm like, it depends on who I'm talking to, Angelina.
Yeah.
Because could you imagine this whole video interview, and I'm like, facts, true, already.
Yeah, please don't do this. All right, I'm gonna play this one last little game with you. They're called the ones. So that means you answer the question with one answer, okay?
One word or one answer?
I'm sorry, one word.
With one word. Oh,
With
this is
one
perfect.
word.
This is what my daughter trained me for.
Right, exactly, with one word.
See, I can't make this up.
One favorite city to party in would be what? Or perform in?
New York.
One favorite food.
Red snapper.
One pet peeve.
What?
That's one thing that gets on your nerves and irks you can't stand.
Cigarette smoking.
One thing you want your daughter to know about you she doesn't.
I love her.
And one thing you know for sure is what?
That my mama love me.
That was too many words.
Mama love?
Thank you, Wyclef. I appreciate this.
Thank you,
phenomenal.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Real Talk with JD. You can hear it on B101.9. Thank you. You're great. Wonderful. Appreciate that.